On this video, I'm going to set up my mechanical ventilator and set the ordered settings from the physician and the correct alarm parameters as well. So first, I'm going to plug my ventilator in. And when plugging in the ventilator, you want to make sure you use a red outlet, because if the facility happens to lose electricity with the red outlet, it will go to the backup generator. Then you're going to set, I'm going to plug in my flow meters, my oxygen and my air. Make sure they're in securely. I'm going to do my air. And make sure my flow meters are off, because the air is going to be coming out through there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and connect my tubing. Make sure it's not touching the floor. This is going to go, that's my out filter. And this is that's out to the patient. And this is my in to the ventilator. And it's in correctly, because if not, it wouldn't be able to clamp down. And then I'm going to hang, make sure my wires aren't tangled. And set those, clamp those on. And pull them up off the floor, so when I'm ready to connect it to my lung box, I have it there. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my ventilator. And I've already verified the physician's orders, and I have my settings. So I'm going to start with you patient, ideal body weight of 50 kgs. So I'm going to continue. It's invasive, and I'm going to use SIMB. And my rate is going to be 10. So I have it set to 10. Accept. My tidal volume is going to be 600. Make sure to hit accept after every time so that it gets in there. My pressure support is going to be 12. Accept. FiO2 is going to be 40. Accept. Peak of 5. And then I'm going to set my alarms. So I'll go to alarm setup. And there it is. So my total rate is going to be set to 20, because they're at a rate of 10. So at 20 is where I want them to be at. Accept that. My tidal volume, minute ventilation is going to be a maximum of 10 liters and a minimum of 6. And then my total ventilation is going to be, I'm going to set it at 900, and my low rate is going to be set at 550. That's for the mandatory. Now for my spontaneous, I'm going to have them the same. And I'm accepting everything. And double checking my apnea parameters. I have it set to deliver 100% O2 after 12 seconds of apneic time. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and connect to my lung box. And readjust my wire, my tubing as needed. my lung box, I have the resistance set to 1, my leaks turned off, and everything else is zeroed out, so it's working correctly. And it's the O2 sensor when I silence my alarm. Recheck my settings. I'm going to go ahead and adjust my minute ventilation setting. I'm going to go down to 5 liters. Okay, and now I have that there. So I'm going to go ahead and do my vent check. And the time. I'm on SIMV at my tidal volume is 600, my rate is 10, FiO2 40, PEEP of 5, pressure support of 12, peak flow is going to be 33. My sensitivity is 3.0 liters per minute. My minute ventilation is 6.24, and I'm on an HME, and I need to change my ramp. I'm going to go to ramp, not square. There we go. It's always good to double check yourself and do a vent check after you set it up to make sure it's set up correctly. I'm gonna go back and write my alarms back down. My high inspiratory pressure is 40, and my low minute ventilation is 550, and low liters is 5. My high respiratory rate is 20. Apnea delay is 12 seconds. And I have it set at 100%. Now my spontaneous rate, he's not breathing anything over, so there's no spontaneous rate at this time, or any spontaneous minute ventilation. And then I would look at my monitor to get his heart rate. So we're going to go with 79 beats per minute, and his blood pressure is going to be, looking at the monitor as well, we'll do 110 over 76. And I'm going to do an inspiratory pause so I can get my PEEP implant. So it's configuring, and my plateau is 30 centimeters of water pressure, and my PEEP is 31, and my total minute ventilation is 6.13. And my unfreeze, because I'm done with that, and my mean airway pressure is 15. I'm going to zoom in on my screens so I can do my graphics. And I want the flow and time, which was where I was at, but I just want to make sure. And I'm going to draw the top one. Go back to plot setup, and I want flow and time. pressure volume. And I'm going to draw this one as well. Okay, go back. And put it back on the home screen. And then I would, if I didn't see any auto peak, but you can zoom in. And I don't see any auto peak. You would see it if the breath is not going to baseline, that whenever it meets its, set it back to normal. So 0 auto peak. If I suction my patient, I would put yes and what I got out, and then I also get his SpO2 from the monitor, and he's at 97% right now, which is good. So then I just need to do my calculations for my compliance and my resistance, and my ventilator sheet is complete. And that is how you set up the ventilator.